I wanted to create a tutorial again, just to kind of walk you through creating a module and at least setting the module up and kind of giving you a basic idea of how to begin. So really no details, no depth here, but what's my first steps? When you go into your, so if you're starting off, let's say at your dashboard and you've got your classes, right? Click in the class that you want to create the module for. So I'm going to go into my pre-calc class. If you haven't set up a homepage, then the first thing you're going to do is it's going to bring you to your module page. And right now I've got one unit set up, but I want to kind of show you how I would build it as we go along, right? And so the first thing I want to do is I'm going to create, for me, I think about how am I going to test my students. At some point, we're going to go through some stuff, then we're going to have an assessment, right? So for me, my units are going to be created in terms of like, what am I chunking together as one thing, and I'm going to assess students over that one thing. And so we're going to create some modules. You can see here I've created some for my stat class. The next one, let's say unit 2, which is going to be over, let's say, graphing trig functions. That sounds like a load of fun. Right, and I want to, at this point, so in math, we do things very sequentially. And so I don't want my students being able to access this module until I'm ready, until they're through with the previous module. So I'm going to say add prerequisite. I'm going to select the previous module. So in other words, before they have been granted access, they won't even be able to see it until they have completed everything in unit 1. And so I can also lock this until a certain date if I want to. I'm not going to do that right now, but you could say lock this thing without a prerequisite. Maybe you're working on a time frame, and you can set it up to open up at a certain date on a certain time. I'm going to do it because we're going to be working together. Everybody's going to be moving to the units at the same pace in my classes. So I'm going to add the module. What it does, it really sets up your ordering, your outline, however you want to think about it, in terms of what you're going to be creating, what you're going to be completing. Now, I can create these for every single unit that I want, and it doesn't matter. The students won't have access to all these things, but I'll see them, they won't. What can we do inside our modules, right? Go over here to the plus sign. Let's just kind of talk about this for a minute. This symbol tells you that this has not been published yet, right? So I can build all this out. I can put all these dates in, but nothing's going to be showing up until I publish it. I can add things to it by clicking the plus sign. We'll do that in a minute. And then of course I can do a few things here. I can move contents over to this or move this to other places. I can move this up and down in my list. Maybe I decide I want to do this unit later on. Rather than kind of redesigning it, I can simply change the name and move that unit down. You can also drag and drop, I believe. Right, I can click this, and can we drag and drop? Maybe not, but you can move it that way. You can delete it. You can duplicate it if you wanted to kind of redo it. Maybe you've got a form or a template built out. Well, I've got a page here. I've got a quiz here. I can duplicate that and then go back in and change those items if I want to. And of course, if I think this is really great, I want to share this with other people, I can share this to Commons. I also, by the way, when you share it to Commons, you can have control over who you share it with, right? If I just want to share that with my, with Buford, or if I want to share that with just my other people, I can do that as well. And I can also put it on my favorites. Now, today we're really kind of talk about what can we do to build this out. So if you click the plus sign, then it says add certain things, right? And I have the opportunity to add all of these different things. Now, let's say I wanted to kind of put out some notes first. So I'd really like to set up a page first, right? And I don't have any pages at all, right? So I can click new page. I can call this, I'm just gonna call it notes. And I wanna add that item to my list, right? Now that is a blank page. I just created the page. I didn't have to go over to pages and click pages, but I did create a page and called it notes. If I clicked pages here, I'll see that notes under that. And then I can also go in, you know what? I want to add something else. Let's say I want to add my first assignment, and I can click assignments. I can choose from my assignments. I'm going to call this a new assignment because I don't have one, right? Let's just call this homework 1. So we'll name it there. And I'm going to indent this 1 level because this is underneath those note pages. It's going to be based on the note pages. So I'm going to kind of indent that item here. So we'll add the item like that. And you can see how it kind of indents that, showing you that, hey, this is kind of related to the previous topic. You can also indent that in lots of ways. I can drag and drop these within my units. You can't drag and drop units apparently, but you can rearrange them through your dots here. Now, if I wanted to create these assignments, then I can go ahead and I can click on the notes page. And what it's going to do is going to bring up that blank document that you have. And at this point, this is for you either import your information from other places that you've got it, or you can go ahead and begin to build out your page by clicking edit and going ahead and entering your pages from scratch. Okay, now we're not going to do that now. You guys get all that. We go back to our modules. We can go in, and at that point, I mean, it kind of lends itself to you're going to be looking at your curriculum calendar, or maybe you've got your textbook out and you're kind of like, all right, this is what I'm going to do. This is how I'm going to design my course. These are the things I'm going to build into it. For me, I'm going to be looking at my curriculum calendar. I'm going to be looking at my text. I'm going to be looking at all the activities that I maybe have thought about in the past and maybe haven't brought into my class, and really trying to design that new module with the idea that I can really polish all that up with this new system that we're looking at. But that's essentially it. You can kind of go through here. You can add quizzes. You can add discussions. You can add all kinds of, if you wanted to even add some kind of a document or a link to another page, you can add these things here. And once you've published that, let me put a discussion as we have a few things for a new topic. Let's just say sign functions. So we'll add that as well, an indentation. And so if I click that, it will automatically publish this to any students in my course. Okay, I clicked 1 because I clicked the unit publish. I could individually publish each one of these. However, if I do not publish the actual module itself, then the students aren't going to see anything inside that I've already published. So make sure that you click that, right? Okay, and so you can click on the first thing. And when you have some things set up, when you build up your modules, what's going to happen is you're going to have these next and previous buttons, just like you noticed you had when you did the modules for the intro to the Buford or to Canvas's intro, if you did any of those kinds of things. Okay. And you can kind of create these things, and you're going to have access to running through each one of those, and they'll see all of those things as they click through them. Right? And of course, that's going to depend on what you publish. But remember, in order for them to see it, everything has to be published. You need to see these green check marks off to the side. And that's really all there is to creating, or at least putting that module in terms of an outline of your course. What you put on the inside is totally up to you. That's going to be really unique and customized to you and your team that you're going to be working with, or if you're working by yourself. Okay, hope that helps. Good luck.